Welcome to BeoTalk number 395.
Oh shoot! One day you'll remember.
Yeah. At some point, I may remember what I did the day before, but it is what
funny.
it is. Hope everybody's doing well. Welcome as always. Get some shilling going. How do we do this again? See if this works for you. Go to skinnyplay.com with the link and use the promo code for 10% off. They have all sorts of things for your shape and for your A9 and that sort of thing. Go over to our friends at the Greeno Studio. Use the link as well and also get 10% off, especially for the aluminium covers. That makes a big difference. We have buymeacoffee.com,
which is much appreciated every time.
Willie. Help give Uncle Willie a mic or
coffee. It's going to be a future Lego fund, is what that is.
And we have stevesoundsheavenly.com or .co.uk. If you're in need of cables and you are in Europe or the UK. And do we have anything else? Nah. Come join our Discord if you haven't yet already. But don't spam it.
Yeah, hold on. I got to plug my phone into. I just remembered.
We had another weird spammer yesterday of some other Discord of, I don't know, where you could watch pretty ladies or something like that.
Oh, one of these? I missed it completely. I was not aware.
Yeah, I logged on at one point and it's like, what the heck is this?
Nice.
So, delete, goodbye, auf Wiedersehen.
Man, that's it. Oh, man.
How's Calgary?
Cold. Monsoon June, I guess they call it here, man. So my first day, which was yesterday, it started. I saw the clouds, so I took, because I went right to the car, and I moved it. I moved my mom's car and basically parked like mirror to mirror this close, so I don't get hail damage on the fucking thing. And it wasn't that bad on, I guess, southwest side or southeast side of the city as much as the northeast, the other side, where it always gets like, they're about this big, like proper golf balls. So yeah, a lot of laughs. But the beginning of the journey was just fucking epic. I was leaving to Calgary.
Yeah.
And I loaded the van because I was thinking, okay, I'll take the van to the airport. To the office, because the office is like, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes from the airport on the taxi, right? It's cheaper. Yeah. And just leave the car there and have my Audi. I was going to leave it there too. Bro, I get all the way to the office through fucking 5 o'clock, 5:30 o'clock in the afternoon traffic, just thick, right? I get there, I look back to unload my stuff. I realize I forgot my backpack on the chair in the kitchen.
Oh, no.
Yeah, like, do I piss on it? Because I had my passport and everything with me. I'm like, I need the jacket. Like, not the jacket. I need the backpack. Like, all my batteries were in it for all the tools, right, for this week for the job. And so I drove all the way back. And then I look at my gas gauge. I'm like, there's no way I'm making it back with this fucking van, right? I have to stop for gas. There's no way I'm wasting more time. Like, I need to get to the airport to check in. So I ordered a taxi to my house. I drove to my house, picked up everything, got in the taxi, and then fucking paid the fare anyways. All the way to the airport through the thickest of the traffic, and then I got here. And that's how it started. Just a lot of laughs, but yeah. On the way here, the story.
Were the races in the airplane?
That's exactly where I was going with to. Man, like, first of all, like, thanks BNL for sitting me in the first class or whatever it is, like the very first front row. So it's great. And so it's not as noisy, I guess, as when you're sitting right by the wing type of thing.
Yeah.
But still, I only got about 3 hours, 15 minutes when, like, they didn't die all the way, but I got the notification. I think it's like 15% to go or whatever, right? And I don't want to kill him dead completely.
Yes.
So I just, I'm like, screw it. I'll put him down because I'm just listening to YouTube anyways. And then I'm like, you know what? It forces me to do the opportunity of A/B testing the EXs versus the grays as far as the performance is concerned.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as you put on the EX, man, it's like stepping back a lot in not just acoustics or sound quality, but also with the noise canceling and overall, right? It's just, I'm used to the fact that I tap here and it goes up and down in volume, where it's really very natural movement. So like for me to now readjust, I have to press and hold right on the earbud. That was kind of weird, but the sound, as far as the noise canceling, there is no comparison, absolutely. And then I'm okay. Well, you know what? This is YouTube. So I listened to some title because I saved a whole bunch of stuff, and the difference is significant in sound quality. Now that I've got the ear for it, right? Because I've been listening to these things for months now, as far as the graces. So yeah, they are absolutely outstanding earbuds. But I'm realizing that if I do long journey trips, I'm going to end up with buying once the anthracite edition comes in, because then there's no likelihood of me mixing and matching earbuds in the cases, right?
Yes.
So I am going to buy another set of these because these are just absolutely fucking fantastic. Fantastic. The noise cancellation, you can't hear shit, man. Like once you turn on, I was watching a podcast, and once you turn it on, like it's basically, it does nothing comes through. No dialogue, no people, no engine noise. But
which can be quite pleasant. Yeah,
it is, but I guess it comes with a real high cost of processing and power consumption inside the earbuds. But that's just what it is and what it is. But yeah, it was a pleasant flight. So I got here yesterday, and I don't know what's going on, but I've never seen that error on the Radio Raw and Lutron where, like, it gives you the train lights on the repeater. I have one here. I'll show you because I brought fucking ton of repeaters. It's actually behind where I'm sitting in the box. So this main repeater has, like, the M should be on green. That's it, right? And if it's RF, like if there's any activity on the Lutron's network, this will blink, and then these will go back and forth in green when you're dumping stuff on it or uploading the firmware. And this is just to count how many you can extend up to auxiliary repeaters, right? So you can have up to 4 more, so you can have 5. So that covers a very, very, very large installation. But the problem is that all of these were lit up in red. And I'm like, what the fuck? This happened already once. And apparently the gateway, VLink gateway, decided to hijack the IP address of the Lutron repeater. And it effed up the whole system to the point where none of the occupancy sensors would work anymore. Like the thing just went hobbled, right? So I'm like, all right, I'll put in a new Lutron repeater and see if I can just dump the program to it, right? It doesn't work like that because they have different serial numbers inside. So in order for me to do that, I would have to save as new file, delete all the serial numbers. And my mom has now, well, I've left her with 41 devices.
Jesus.
In this house. So to fuck around, I gotta go around and now find all the aux sensors because I forgot where I've put them, right? Because they're in the laundry, in the closets, and under, like, not under the clothes, but they're under the clothes, but still seeing through the mesh or whatever, the little metal grate shelving system that they put in Canada or US as well. And yeah, like there's a couple of these Pico controllers. I'm like, man, like I'm gonna just pull a pin on a big ass grenade if I do that. So I reset the factory, the first Lutron repeater that was existing, got it back on, changed the IP, redumped the software on it, then changed all the IPs to static on the gateway Lutron. And I think the problem was and the Philips Hue, and went to the gateway, put those IPs in, so everything now works. The Philips Hue lights around light up with the Lutron buttons, and everything works. But I think what was I going to say? I don't understand how the gateway would just take a different IP. It just makes no sense to me.
Maybe something tried to update.
Either that, or the culprit would be my mom did change her internet, but I was there already after the fact. But I don't know if she added a couple more of these fucking pods, whatever, right? That to extend your Wi-Fi and boost it and whatnot. That may had something to do with it, where it just rebooted the system and rehashed new IPs and whatever. For some reason, maybe the Lutron repeater likes to be registered through its own MAC address as well as the IP on the switch. I don't know. I just picked both as the same IP, and it just bricked the whole system for a good few months till I came here today, or this time around.
Yeah, that's a problem with not going back home. Stuff doesn't get solved.
No, so it's all fixed now. But I think that I'm gonna, because she's got a laptop here. So I'm going to have to make sure that, she's got the Lutron software downloaded on it, and I can do like AnyDesk or something to remote in when the poo hits the fan again, and just kind of realign all the IPs and everything into it.
Yeah, I was just going to say, the BeoLink gateway is probably so old you can't remote into it, can you?
No. They can from their, based on a serial number and whatever, but it's not as advanced as the BeoLiving intelligence when it comes to the this is going up. I'm talking when it comes to the BLI. But BeoLiving, you can at least, like, if I have a computer that I can go in with an IP, right, and remote in, then it's not a problem.
Yes.
But there's also kind of stuff that I can talk my mom through while she is on the laptop where to go, because it's not that difficult to just go into the resources tab and just change, or systems tab and just change the IPs. And she's capable of doing it. So.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess your mom is more tech savvy than I would have assumed.
Oh, bro, she fucking reinstalls her own IR flashers on the new Apple TV, and yeah, she's no joke. She knows what she's doing with it. I'm on the phone with her, obviously, but she's very good follower, right, of instructions, even though they're very remote. But I put it together so I know where everything is and how it's connected. So, but yeah, that's it. And tomorrow, the guys are flying in from Bang & Olufsen at around 2:00, if nothing's late, and then we do a walkthrough of that little Genesis project. And
it's
and
hardly
Tuesday,
little,
I think
is it?
Well, it's they're putting 8 BeoLab 28s on the columns, and apparently the brackets for those supposed to be pre-welded on and pre-attached. So we just go in and put the woofer on, screw it in position, and put the backbone in, and put the top of the speaker and dress it up. All the connections are supposed to be supposedly made, or termination points, but I don't know. Like, it's not going to be driven by PowerLink. It's basically
wired.
The whole
DPL?
system will work. The whole system is going to work in a way that there's going to be a BeoConnect core in the server room with a BLI. And there's going to be a macro written that at 8:00 in the morning, or whenever they start, right, for each day of the week, that the music comes on and all the other speakers join.
Okay.
So then you have a unified sound throughout. I don't know if they're going to put some special software on the theater so people can't trigger the My buttons and whatnot. But I'm definitely going to...
One would hope so, because otherwise, like, you adjust for the whole place, right? If it's all connected together.
If they have that software, bro, I'm taking it, man, because I want my shit to be off so I can wipe it dust clean. I'll hook you up.
Yeah, that software does exist. I
know it does.
I know what it looks like. The only annoying thing is that
after factory reset.
Well, if you want the buttons back, yeah, you have to factory reset.
I have not touched my buttons on my theater once, other than accidentally wiping them. If you don't count your cats, how many times? Well, it's only one that does
the
it.
thing is, right? Like all the buttons are off, including the mic button. So the fucking plugging in the microphone just comes back as a negative value.
Yeah, but assuming you set everything up, then you don't have to really worry about it no more.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, right? Like if you put the software in and then figure, actually, let's make another listening position. It's okay, factory reset, because you can't.
Mm-hmm.
Because for the theater anyway, it nukes the microphone.
So yeah, there's going to be a theater on the wall with the TV on the wall. You know, the classic separated installation.
And then what size?
I think it's either 65 or 75. It's going to be in the main, like the service lobby area where people hang out.
Mm-hmm.
So it might be a bigger TV, but I don't know. I honestly don't remember. Once I'm there, I'll see what's on site. And yeah, hopefully, I'm sure it's going to be LG, because everything's going to have to work together with itself. And I think there's a BeoSound emerge in the manager's office, which I think is little. He could have gone at least with the level.
Your balance.
Well, he could have gone with the level and got a Tigrino or Skinny Play cover on it with, let's say, Genesis, right? Edmonton or Stony Plain. I guess it's Stony Plain. And, just have that in there. And it doesn't even look like a speaker at that point. Just interesting.
All right.
So
Do
yeah,
you know
that's
who from B&O's coming? Is Christian coming?
No. It's going to be Dave and August, who I never met before, other than on like the FaceTime. I think he's new enough. Yeah, I think he's new enough. He doesn't even know that our podcast exists. So I've introduced him into that.
Though we very much thank you for watching, we also understand you have a life outside of B&O.
Everybody has life except us, I guess, too, for God's sakes.
Oh, barely.
But yeah, so that's the scoop. I'll definitely try to take some photos as much as I can of like the process and how it all comes together in there, and what the final end result looks like.
I really wonder how it's going to work with like welding those plates to columns.
I was very much concerned about that myself, if they warp or not, or like, do they tack weld it, or like, do they have some specific, because it's aluminium, I think. No, or they're steel. I don't know.
I think it's cast iron.
It's cast iron, right?
I think so. Not 100% sure, but it looks like it. And it's that sort of B&O rough with all the dimples, right?
I think personally, like I was saying, that should have been done. Just pre-drill the holes into the columns.
Yeah, with some tapered flush heads and
make screws, thread the holes and just bolt it right into the freaking thing. But I don't know. I honestly don't know.
You have to take the coating off because you can't weld to paint.
Of course, and then you have to repaint all of it.
Yeah. So, but there's going to be overspray. Like there's no ifs and or buts about that. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly can't imagine how it's going to come together there. I just know that I'm prepared for it. And I officially figured out that my everyday carry tool bag that I have with me is 29 kilos.
Bloody hell.
Which is about, 60 pounds, I guess?
Yes. And 63-ish pounds, yeah.
Yeah, call it 65, because there's always a bottle of Perrier on the side. So.
It's the bubbles, man. They make it heavy.
The bubbles are making it heavy, man. Shit. So yeah, that's the official weight of my everyday carry backpack. It's not, to me, I'm so used to it. I was actually shocked that I was fucking 29 kilos, man. Damn. No wonder when people pick it up, because it's already by Porter Airlines, it's 6 kilos overweight. because you can only take 23 kilos, I found out. But they booked me enough luggage that there was an issue. Because tools are heavy, fuck.
I've found several times that these airline mandates and rules are very fluid depending on who you talk to.
I understand and I totally agree with you. I also find that, okay, if there's like a 350-pound torta in the line right with me, and she brings one big luggage and a suit and a little suitcase thing, carry on, whatever else have you, right? And I'm there, which in my weight, I would be 2 oversized bags plus my carry-on and a backpack in the airplane weight, right? Because that doesn't matter. So I just don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair.
Way back in the day, people were actually weighed because it mattered where the heavy set people were sitting. And you were actually including luggage balancing people out as well.
Yeah, then now you'd be a misogynist if you did that.
Probably.
Whatever else they would call you up for.
Somehow most of the men would be okay with being weighed, but the women wouldn't.
Have to be a different scale. That shows different numbers.
Yeah, just minus 10 for everything.
That minus 10% of your weight. We'll add it anyways. So yeah, that's about all there is that happened. Really, not much. It was not a boring week, but it was one of those weeks that you wanted to end already. Though I went and I first time installed the Origin Acoustics. What is it? The invisible line speakers. Well, like they're basic, like the Stealth Acoustics brand as well, right? That you mud over top of them. It was the first time that I've had a chance to install them with pre-installation templates or installation templates. We've done them before on the rough-in, and then we came back and I told them like to build an enclosure basically for the speaker with the friends and all that because they run the crossways and yada yada yada. It was probably the most pleasure I've ever had installing the the in-wall invisible speakers, because I think that starting that off with St. Regis, which was a brain damage going into the fucking bricks and chiseling out, and like it was hours and hours to do one set of speakers or one per se in the side, and the gym was pretty much a freaking curve. And
was it hand chiseling or did you have a
No, we had the guys do it for us. But even with that, like you somehow still have to build a wood frame, right, that you can put that speaker onto, and then fucking leveling that flush with the wall, and it's broken up. So like in some places you're missing this much of space to gap to fill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was not fun. But this time it was perfect. We took the thing off, put it up, screwed it in. Okay, this sucks a little bit. We took the shims, because there's paper shims that come in different thicknesses, put it on one side, put it in, dude, flush like there's nobody's business. And I put an outline around them, right? Do not mud past this point, because people don't have understanding of this. And one thing we should have done, which was take the measurements of where they are in space and on the wall, because you don't want them to be nailing a fucking picture frame over time. Oh, done. It's finished. Oh, dude, I couldn't even imagine. That's such a bad news bear. Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah.
We have one lady that has a speaker that went off in the wall, like it's in the ceiling, but it's hard to find. It's rattling, right? And I told her, like, bro, like to replace this is a disaster.
Yeah.
It's a disaster because you're painting the whole fucking ceiling, wherever until the bulkhead, right, where it meets, so you can not see the lines. And then you can just see the keter spinning in her head and rotate, right? And it's just like, oh my god. But it was a cool idea at the time, right?
Are they gonna give you a test ride in a Genesis tomorrow?
I don't know. I'm gonna definitely ask about it because it looks very, very interesting as far as the speaker layout.
Yeah.
There's a lot of it in there. It's basically the same as at the A8 in the Audi with the acoustic lenses.
That pop up. Yeah, that's. I still love
Which I
that.
think now the acoustic lens is the only piece of technology in the cars that would allude into BeoLab 50s in the current portfolio.
Yeah.
Which I guess if you're rolling this in this car, you might want to get yourself a BeoLab 50s.
I mean, I love acoustic lenses, but B&O has decided no for the future. So
I wonder if it was a licensing idea issue or something of that kind.
probably. Or maybe it ran out, or maybe it was on a 25-year deal or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the
But yeah,
BLF 50 is definitely the most advanced version of it with the wings and
yes,
the adjustability.
I wonder if they kept on going with it, or are they gonna do another one with the acoustic lenses? But I think that boat has sailed a long time ago now.
I think we're gonna go full on stretched leg into like DSP and speaker manipulation or driver manipulation, essentially.
Well, given those videos that are on Discord as well, if anybody is interested to watch them from Jeff Martin, it damn near is more than clear path that this is the way to go, because now the computers are fast enough that you can do things with the drivers that will fool your ear in the ways you've never thought was possible.
I mean, the 8s kind of already do that, like especially in wide mode. Like it's so even in so many places that back in the day you could only really do that with an acoustic lens, and somehow we figured it out in software.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wonder if those grills are made in the B&O Factory 5. It might damn well be.
Could be.
Because it looks like factory. It looks like Factory 5. These racks and like the background of it.
I think that's one of the few parts they still make in house and just to order, essentially.
Yes.
It's funny though that was it Name and Burmeister and whatever else they've now also decided actually we must have aluminium grills in our high-end stuff
because they're nice. B&O's been doing it for a long time, but just the elegance of it is something else. It's a very giving metal to the eye.
Well, also if you go, I mean, not that there's necessarily anything bad with it, but these plastic covers, right, that are in most cars are kind of like
they're shit.
Yeah, and if you kick them and dent them, it's sort of like whatever.
Yeah, but this you are more careful about. There's a round off as well, so. But yeah, it's I'm very curious about it because I've never really listened to Genesis audio system or B&O audio system inside. So,
I mean, was it? I think it said it had like 14 or 16 speakers.
Mm-hmm.
Should be enough, right? One hopes.
But you would think.
They're putting more speakers in cars than I have in my living room. It's getting a bit crazy.
It's funny though with the processing how it sounds. Like even in my car, I have, well, I guess more speakers than in my theater setup, essentially, right? If you don't count the heights. But yeah, it's still car's 10 years old, man. But the system sounds amazing. Even nowadays, people get in, there's like, holy shit, you have a subwoofer? I'm like, well, there is a subwoofer, but it's not one of those that you imagine in the box, in the trunk, you know, taking up space and looking ugly and shit.
Yeah.
With the vibrating license plate, right? Because you got to have that. But that thing looks sick, though, man. It's a very, very up in scale, in my opinion, as far as the car is concerned. This is very much like an A8.
what irks me the most is that apparently they are just capable of making nice cars, right? And then their same budget brand Kia just makes some of the worst shit boxes sometimes. And I say this as owning a Kia, right? Like part of the reason why I bought the Kia we have is because it is a sort of shit box, but in the correct way. But they could just like make stuff nicer, which they're clearly showing.
But that's, I guess, that point of separation between them and the Kia, right? This is a different quality, but I know what you're saying. Like, it's probably coming out of the same factory, maybe a different door.
Yes.
There's 4 microphones just in the freaking above the sun guards or sunshades, whatever you want to call them.
Well, if you're on the
That's
phone,
cool.
right, you need the best voice quality.
But I wonder if they also harvested for interior noise cancellation like Audi does.
Probably, yeah.
Because Audi has mics that, you know, if you do the windows down and whatever, like they do compensate in real life for it. Actually, Germans got so good at it with in the Audis that they had to bring it back up as level of noise because people lost the sensation of driving. They fucking passed out in the car. You got air suspension, massage seats, beautiful noise canceled sound from your music. Might as well close your eyes, right? And then you wake up with hoses coming out of your nose and tubes and IVs and shit. But this is cool. That looks very much like the very first variant of the Audi's A8. Like it's very BeoLab 3-ish, but in a more rectangular way as far as the acoustic lenses.
Yeah, it's in the shape of the Genesis logo almost. Which is also this sort of weird sort of bird-looking triangle thing.
From the top view, it almost must have an outline of a BeoLab 50. Very nice.
I almost want this car just for having this.
The acoustic lenses?
Yeah, especially when they pop up like that. Like, that is so awesome.
It's so satisfying to watch it go up when you sit in the car.
I mean,
the only difference between this and your 50s is that you don't have that magical click of the relays when you power them up. These just silently raise up and play.
Yeah, that's fine.
But like, in my opinion, though, like, how much does it really improve to have the acoustic lens in the vehicle nowadays versus what they can do on a software level with the sound and capabilities which they have? Like, is the acoustic lens more or less not to sound like or talk down at it, but is it more or less a gimmick of prestige than having to do with anything super acoustic? Or does it just benefit more for the people that drive with more occupants in the vehicle versus when you have, you know, single driver where you usually focus the sound to the driver, so the passengers don't have the same experience sitting beside you, right? Because that sound is coming. Like at in my Audi, I have that option that I can either sound focus to the front or the driver or all, right? Which then everybody gets basically. That's like an omni mode in the 90s type of thing. But I just wonder, like, do you think that it has a lot, like, there is a significant effect on how those frequencies are dispersed from the lens versus just bouncing them off of the windscreen and accounting for it in a software math of the DAC?
I think it helps. I also think it's very much a gimmick of excellence.
Yes,
I mean, if you
agree.
look at very high-end watches, right? Like certain watches you can play like casino games on, and it's all mechanical. Yes. And it's like, okay, this doesn't add anything to telling the time, but it's just like, we can do this shit. Like we're just showing off at this point.
Fair point.
I do think it helps in that they're in the corner and they are beaming sort of throughout the whole car. So maybe it's you can get a better tweeter that is narrower by nature.
I guess this way, the lateral dispersion.
But I also very much think it's like, look at my cool shit.
Mm-hmm.
Look at my
it is sweet. That's it. No, I like it.
Shit you don't have. Like my speakers in my car move, man. And I don't even mean for sound. I mean they
just move. Yeah, it's a cool feature. I'm glad that they still retain that, not just in the Audi, but they've moved on with it and pushed it to some other companies as well, or other companies adopted it, like Genesis per se. Because the only place that I've seen it other than that would have been in there was an era of BMWs where they have the acoustic lens in the center that popped up, if I remember, from the center of the dash.
10 years
that was
ago
10 years ago. Yeah, at least, if not longer. So for all that are listening to the podcast, I guess, what's the difference, or that have been listening to this podcast for a while, what's the difference with the sound quality of my voice through the BeoSound or BeoGrace versus the good old portals that I've always used, that I brought with me? I just I forgot to buy a USB-A to USB-C Bluetooth dongle converter because I happened to wash the one that I had at Mikey's house on Christmas. And I didn't try to see if it works, but call this. So
I have
now
so
it's
many
BeoGrace.
I wish you were here because I have so many A to C cables. It's unreal.
I just need the female to male, right, converter. But that's one thing, and there's no, like, my mom doesn't even have a fucking network patch cable in the house, dude. I had to like harvest shit out of the printer. Thank God I hardwired that long time ago, just so I can get into the Lutron system, because for some reason my laptop it's not able to access or connect with the network in a way that I can reliably upload the software. So
it's not as good, like DJ Neo says, but when you don't speak, it is quieter. Like it's picking up none of the surroundings.
There's not much surrounding noise here, I don't think, really. But
no, but even like you tapping or doing anything of the sort.
I see.
But
yeah, they're comfortable earbuds. I tell you what, man. The Comply tips, highly recommended for whoever has the grace, man. Screw those little rubber pads and get yourself Comply tips.
I must say, I agree with your mum for like 360-ish days of the year that it's nice to not have like your bucket of cables and that sort of shit.
Yeah, but when you need a cable, bro, fuck.
Because when I think about the things I have spares and or little things just in case, right? Like, it's a whole closet full by now. Like, do I really need to keep all these screws, or will I just go out most likely anyway to buy another box of them once I actually need them?
I've gotten punished for that kind of logic and thinking every time. I'm like, I'm not going to need this shit. I'll throw it out. Boom. Fuck. I needed that 10 days, maybe a week later. Always comes up like that. Bill, the portal sound better, or Mikey sound much better. Yeah, but Mikey's got a pro mic that he's talking to. He's not talking. He's only listening through portals. So
yes,
there's the difference.
I speak through this, but this is a nice mic, but it's actually was quite cheap.
It sounds great.
Somehow you can't buy it in the US for some reason.
No? Interesting.
I bought it when I'm back in Europe, and I think this whole mic and arm and whatever else at the time was like €110 or something like that.
Yeah, that's cheap.
It was sort of like, I'm just going to gamble, right? Because it was better than whatever else I was using at the time, which I think was actually the webcam. It's just kind of shit.
Yeah, the webcam sound. Jesus Christ.
Smooth.
Smooth.
Give you all an eargasm.
They have speakers in the headliner too. That's insane.
Yeah.
Now that I'm looking at it. Fuck, the interior is killer though. The chestnut leather, I like it.
Yeah, I mean, nice leg rests, and you can go a bit like, oh, driver, let me
Yeah,
know when we're home.
yeah, I know that's a proper limo. I wonder if that's a fridge inside as well in the middle console.
Probably. If this car is going to become popular, right, you're probably going to get one of these Mansory editions or something like that German company that tunes all these Mercedes and makes them awful.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. Wonder if they're just gas or are they stuffing electronics into them and hybriding them out? Because I haven't really done much studying on that.
I think they're 3.5-liter twin turbo V6s. Like 450 horsepower and 600 Newton meters of torque, something like that.
So that's not a slouch.
No.
It's definitely not a slouch. Yeah, I'm very excited. I want to see what that is. I'm definitely interested. I don't know if they're going to even have the cars in the showroom at the point of time when we're going to be working on this stuff. So
Maybe. You would hope that at least a few are nearby or available.
yeah, but the reason why they're doing it in Edmonton or more or less Stony Plain is, which is the first one in Canada, is because the gentleman that owns the dealership is a very big fan of Bang & Olufsen, and when he heard about the project, he was basically excited enough to do it as the first in Canada. So,
did you know that gentleman already?
I don't know the name, but I might have come across him at some point of my time because there is not that many people that service B&O in Alberta, and when I mean not that many, it was me and Nicholas, who is not that he's out of commission now, but 9 days ago his son was born, so congrats.
Congrats,
Now
Nick.
he's a daddy, so I'm like a double uncle now, for God's sakes. Now this fucking Christmas is going to suck. At least like now it's okay because you send like pacifiers and shit and whatever. But once they get to the age of reasoning, then you gotta dish up some good toys. But I promise you, it's gonna be Lego. Just like my nephew, Lego is, and he loves it, so why not? It's a great toy.
Or what about grown-up Lego? Like the make me.
Well,
an
I'm
ML
slowly converting him to Steady.
Make me an ML cable.
That's it. Start him with terminating make me a couple network patch cables first in B standard.
B&O sold their car audio division to Harman. How much are B&O actually involved in the car audio now? They
released their patents for 20 years. Yeah, 25 years, I think they released their patents for. So I don't know what the agreement is and whatever, but I'm sure that they still harvest some of the engineering or engineers. And I can't speak for how much was included as far as the IP with that lease of what they had developed over the, since 2000, well, prior to 2005, because in 2005 is when the Audi A8 first came out with a Bang & Olufsen sound system. I think back then they had 18 or 16 speakers. I don't remember. But I don't know how much they're involved. I'm sure they're involved in some point or someplace. And
well, they make these grills by the looks of things.
Mm-hmm. It looks like a P2 almost, eh?
Yeah, I mean, I think they have a veto or specified in the contract, right? Like they're like you can't start putting it in. I don't know.
In bullshit, it has to have a B&O sound signature,
or in Kia Souls, like I have, right? You can't put it in bargain cars or like the entry level cars. Like if so, that's where BeoPlay is for. Same reason that like the BeoPlay in cars is Polos and somehow F-150s, but you won't find the full fat Bang & Olufsen in that.
Mm-hmm.
So they have some hand in it. I think a lot of the people that actually worked for when it was still in-house moved over to Tesla.
I haven't listened to the Tesla sound system. I kind of haven't really even sat in one, to be honest. Not that I have an aversion towards battery cars, but I don't see a point in it.
The last time I was in one, I was with a buddy, and I was rather speaking to him than listening to music. It's like, also, I don't actually know that many people with Teslas. I mean,
neither do I.
They're fine. It's just like in Europe, right? Like in Europe, I almost didn't drive, other than when I drove, it was to England. That sort of thing, right? Like, so still now, like, I don't drive all that much, but was it a month or so, I'm going to be driving down from Wisconsin again. It's just like this enormous drive.
It's a long ways.
Just almost impossible to do with a Tesla. I mean, it's possible, but like you're darting.
The time penalty on charging is unbelievable, though.
Yeah.
That's where the problem is, that like if they could charge as fast as you can put gas in a regular car, then that would make sense. But we don't have the technology for that. Plus, how many kilowatts those chargers would have to be? Jesus Christ. So, yeah.
So, yeah, this is the layout.
This is what the Genesis is all about today, or at this point of time. I'm very curious, honestly, how they sound.
It is kind of interesting that you have surround speakers in the trunk.
The 9s? Yeah. Well, I have speakers in there as well in my car. And right where your mouse is a little bit there to the center of it is the subwoofer for mine.
Oh, apparently there's speakers in the headrest too. 2 under-seat subwoofers located under front seats. Like, nice. There's actually perforated seat so the subwoofer can breathe through the seat.
It's interesting. That's definitely interesting.
So, 14 plus 5 channel amplifier. The
G90 Bang & Olufsen audio system.
Yeah, I hope they have one. If so, take some pictures.
Oh, definitely. They're not going to be as good as these, but I'm if it's there,
they're going to be real, right? Like, this is press photography where
renderings probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't mind looking at that. Give it a good listen to see what that sounds like. See, there's a difference also within a USB connection to the the Android Auto and like that interface versus having it through Bluetooth. That little Chevy Trax I have, I find like there's a significant lag on like lag enough for me to be okay. Where am I turning on the GPS, right? As the things come up. So I'm going to take the USB-C cable to it and go for a drive to Nick's house tonight. See the little baby.
One of the reasons, like, this is going to sound paranoid, right? But we had a rental Kia for a bit, and it didn't have sat-nav. So the only way to get sat-nav on there was Apple CarPlay.
That's what I have.
Yeah, my phone didn't necessarily want to do it because you have to opt into all sorts of tracking.
Yes.
Which was like a bit of a security thing. Like, I turned that all off. And then I was looking, it's like, wait, so Apple already knows where my phone is at all time, but now it needs to know this more, and I must explicitly agree so I can use it on this screen. It's like, that's just weird.
Doesn't make sense.
Like, this is, No, I'd rather have a car with actual sat nav, like the old-fashioned one, like where I can just type in shit.
Mm-hmm. Mine is so outdated, like it doesn't even apply for, like, say, most of the Montreal, because like outside of the old Montreal, because that doesn't change. That'll never change. But updating those things is a little bit of a pain in the ass, especially like through the USB. And I've tried it a couple times, and I couldn't get the file to install itself, and I just gave up.
Yeah.
So I just use Google on the phone.
Bill says Harman owns hi-fi brands like Arkham and Mark Levinson, in addition to their Harman Kardon audio division. So don't think it is much B&O in them 11 years after the divestment from B&O. Hope I'm wrong. You can still get B&O in like Bentleys and that sort of thing. It's not their top tier anymore because that's now Burmeister, I think.
Yeah, I think it's Burmeister for them.
And then Name came into the car business as well. So weirdly, on a Bentley, B&O is mid-level, but it's still somehow, I think, $8,000 over stock. Like this, I think the stock is some basic bitch Harman Kardon name brand. And then you can opt for B&O, which is like a huge step up, but that's still like $8,000 more. Or then you can go for the Burmeister, which is like, I think like 14, 15 grand extra as just the change of speakers, right?
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. 15 grand on top of the on top of the car. That's a lot of change for a sound system.
But isn't B&O in Bentley? Yeah, of course it's from Harman. But
Harman.
It's built to spec, right? Like it's sort of like saying like the Celestials are what are they called?
Origin Acoustics.
Yeah, Origin, because Origin makes them. It's like, yeah, but B&O specs them to, like, because they don't sell the same speakers under Origin. And it comes down to little things, right? It's just at this point, Harman just sells it with a spec as a. How would you? There is some. I forget the word for it. There's some business word for it. Like it's a sort of package you can buy that is spec'd
for within the vehicles.
Yeah. I mean,
they all have the different trim levels, right? And they come with different sound systems and whatever else. I think just like Audi does, right? Where the Technic is the most advanced, I guess, or all the bells and whistles on top of whatever else that you can put on top of that.
I mean, similarly, I bet you the basic bitch Harman Kardon sound system, right, doesn't have a lot of sound deadening behind the driver.
That too, right? The driver construction really matters too, if it's hollow or not.
Yeah.
Because they put the dampening foam in the B&O. I know for a fact that they do.
One of the things where you can really tell where this matters, right? I see it here all the time because I tend to walk more than the average person in my neighborhood. Is you can tell if a car is done proper or not. And mostly by the way people are on their phones, because everybody's hands-free now, right? But with some cars, you can literally follow one side of the conversation outside the car. You see,
100%.
And then it's like, yeah. It's like, you hear it outside the car. It's like, Jesus.
Or even clearer, but yeah, it's I hear that too in the traffic. You just hear the boop. Like, oh, somebody's having a phone ringing.
You better hope it's not a call with your doctor, right? Oh, I'm just calling out to hemorrhoids. You need to buy some.
You never know, man. But yeah, it's crazy how much it does make a difference when you dampen the car properly, inside acoustically, I guess.
Yeah,
it really makes a difference. But. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it and see what it's going to be about. What are the challenges when we get there? Because every time, like people say, everything's prepared and all that, right? It's
It almost never is.
It's a helicopter drop into the jungle in the Vietnam War, man. It's all cool till the shit starts whizzing by your head, and then it's real. Well, we'll see. But I have 29 kilos of confidence in my bag that I can deliver. I was naively thinking, oh yeah, I can totally fit a freaking vacuum. Because I have the handheld Milwaukee vacuum, right? So because I'm going to be drilling into the drywall, I'm certain of it for the wall bracket for the TV. That I could just put it in the suitcase. But man,
I don't know if this will come here, but this is the Genesis GV90 wingback, so you can get this with that B&O system. That's quite a
cool.
decent looking car. I mean, I bet
that
you
almost looks like RS
A8 size.
Yeah, it looks like RS6 or RS7, RS6. Yeah.
That looks cool. B&O in that.
That's a nice set of wheels, man.
Yeah. I mean, I don't care so much for the. Well, is it a jet? It's probably a propeller plane.
Something. Yeah, it looks like they photoshopped the propellers out of it. But yeah, that's a cool set of wheels, man. That is a cool set of wheels.
I mean, this is that GV or G90 or whatever it is. It's just a limo, right? Like it's.
Mm-hmm. I wonder how it drives.
Soft and wafty, I bet.
Soft and wafty.
I mean, it is nice to have your little lenses over here.
Mm-hmm. Kind of weird because they're like both like to each side, like they're not straight up.
Yeah.
They got a little bit of an angle to them. Well, like 80 degrees, I would say. But yeah, they're it's a nice car. I'm very excited to see it and see what they. Like I said, I don't know how far the dealership is along, but I think that if we're coming there to install it, then we're pretty damn close to opening.
I wonder if
they're gonna. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I wonder if you could spec it with bulletproof glass, because then it's going to be really fucking silent.
Probably. That's cool that the leg rest for the passenger. Obviously, you can't have one for the driver, but it is a nice car, man. I don't know if I'd go with the white leather and stuff, but it is a very nice set of wheels. Very, very nice set of wheels. Wonder if you could play Dolby Atmos tracks through that B&O sound system. Because I don't think nowadays, well, I'm sure that there is no means for hard media to be played at all, like a DVD or anything of that era. If you have some, surround sound music that you could listen to it in that vehicle.
Yeah, I don't know. You stream it from your phone or something?
I guess maybe through USB-C, because I don't think the Bluetooth, or maybe it's
no.
At this point, I guess the cars, they have their own hotspots and stuff, but I like how they always show mountains. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly where I would take this car, is in the fucking woods, man.
Wait, did your microphone go onto something else?
Did it? I don't know.
Oh, you're back now.
I heard
it literally just sounded like you were in another room out of nowhere.
Weird. What are these things?
I don't know. But apparently, it's made for golfers.
Oh, I think these are the scents refills that are in the black one. 'Cause now they have that, right, where you can do different smells in your vehicle.
We've gone so full on like tech that we don't know what to do anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think some of that stuff is overkill too. Like, screens in the back, I guess it's fine for kids. What is that at? Middle console, I guess? Yeah. Wonder what those things are. Like, are they the vents, like the glove drying compartment?
Jeez, I don't know.
I guess your guess is as good as mine.
You have a full on control panel in the back for everybody in the car.
3 of them, basically, right? Because there's 2
Yeah.
screens plus the one in the middle. It's a little too much, but that's the way that we live now, I guess.
Cool your champagne.
There is a fridge, is there?
I think this is the fridge, I think, but I'm not 100% sure.
Kind of looks like it. Yeah, they're nice cars, man. They're nice cars. I wonder how B&O got into in bed with them to put B&O sound systems in their vehicles. Like, who approached who?
Well, it was probably through Harman, right?
They just decided to expand upon it.
Also, Genesis does racing now, apparently, and B&O sponsoring that. So I wouldn't be surprised if the previous CEO did a deal with them because of that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if he's
I agree with you, DJ Neo, that they have the buttons instead of the piano black nonsense everywhere that scratches like the moment you look at it wrong. I think that's the worst finish that they could have done anywhere.
God, I hated that shit on my Golf R. Like, you could clean the car, right, and just forget to close your door immediately, and it would be dirty again on the piano black.
Yes.
Just because, like, there was a gust of whatever.
Pollen, and it's already, like, it just zaps right onto it. It's like powder coating itself in there. Yeah, I'm was never a big fan. I don't have much of it in my car, if anything. Like, I have just a couple lines of it, but it's not like that nonsense nowadays where the whole middle console is built out of the bloody piano black shit.
Yeah, it was where the shifter was, the boot came down, right, and then everything around it was piano black, and the bit below, and then the surround of the sat nav. So the first ledge off the screen, right, was piano black, and that is where like everything that doesn't stick onto the screen collects. It's
yes,
like, it always looked disgusting. I just gave up after a while.
Everybody does, man. Like, I've seen when I was working at Audi the same way. Sorry, I'm making another cup of coffee because my mom's capsules are not the same. Just didn't want to go to the freaking espresso store and run around. But I just have to do that. So. Guess you can't even hear the coffee maker with these.
No, I don't hear it at all.
There you have it, folks. BeoGrace are the best ever. The best I've ever had. But yeah, for flying, dude, like, yeah, if you short flights, awesome. Long flights, 2 pairs a necessity. Fly around with fucking $4,000 worth of earbuds.
Yeah. Well, I'll use my H100s because they will make the whole flight.
Yeah, they will. I haven't had a chance to do live with H100s. See how they would behave in those conditions, but I don't think it would be that much of a difference. Like I said, the only drawback on the H100s is the fact that, like, you can't really lay, your head sideways more or anything because they're too big. And they're also a little more cumbersome to carry around versus this little case that hangs off, like in my case was off my neck.
Yeah. No, I agree, especially in airplanes. If I get super bored, which is generally rather fast, right, I tend to fall asleep because there's fuck all else to do anyway.
Oh, you can't do anything.
Like, what am I
Just
going to
what it
do?
is.
Like, read the emergency manual again?
Read the, what is it, the in-flight magazine that used to be? I don't think that they do that anymore. There's really nothing to read in the aircraft like it used to be.
No, especially the ones I take for up north, right? Like, they don't even have screens in the plane of any sort. Like, there's no entertainment. It's just a bus service essentially that's in the air.
That's what I flew in with. I was surprised that there was no screens because I really wanted to test drive the case with the hardwire, right? To just, what do the movies or whatever sounds like from the airplane entertainment system. But you know what though, like I was sitting in I guess the business class, whatever. There was two grandmas beside me in the business class. Both of them had a fucking 17-inch iPad playing whatever games on it. And everywhere I looked, everybody was on their phone. Like I don't even think that the screens even make sense anymore in the airplanes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, only for long haul flights, as in like international. I don't know, Canada to Brazil, let's say, or UK, Netherlands to the USA, right? Something like that.
Yeah, but at the end, if they just give you a USB-C plug out or USB-A or hybrid of it combination by every seat, like everybody's got a charging cable, everybody's got a device of some sorts because you all travel with the same shit. And the only thing, I guess, I find ironic though when it comes to flying that. Remember, it's like when you had to turn everything off because the plane would be fucking crashing with some doofus, right? That didn't turn his Nokia 6000 off or whatever. Now there's fucking Wi-Fi on the plane and we're still upright and flying. How's that? Like, did the instruments get impervious all of a sudden? Or we're using a different technology, but everything is digital.
No, I think it went through testing. The major difference, right, especially with aviation, is that everything has to be tested to the nth degree before it's deemed safe. It probably was safe at the time, right? But like, we hadn't had like 100,000 test hours with some pilot in a plane full of them and nobody else. There was a test pilot with like all this instrumentation. Like, that's partially why like everything about flying is still like stuck in the 80s to a large extent, because like it's all it's one of the few things where like if it goes wrong, right, the chance of dying is 90+%.
Oh, it's certain. Like, what are you gonna? I love that when in case of emergency landing in the water. Like, dude, I've seen countless videos on YouTube. What happens when you don't end up floating on this little pillow pad, which is your seat, right? You're gonna float on a cushion full of beer farts and wait for the cavalry, bro. Like, you're not gonna survive the G-shock from that impact.
Well, was it flight whatever it was landed in the Hudson just fine, so it is.
But those guys did. Yeah, he did. He made it.
So it definitely is possible. I mean, I used to have an English teacher way back in the day, and his best friend survived a plane crash, and he sort of, how would you say, blamed his survival on smoking, because back then you could only just about start smoking in the back of the plane. And somewhere midair, they had I think a bird strike, and part of the wing broke off, and that put it in a spin, and then the whole tail broke off. And he was in the back section, but that back section landed in like an enormous haystack, so he survived.
Oh my God. It's not your time, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I would ever fly after that. But then again, some people would say the same thing surviving what I survived. I would never drive a car again, right?
Yeah, well,
Gotta fucking live.
you
You gotta
have
live,
to
bro.
be places, right?
Yeah, and what are you gonna drive? Like, dude, if I had to drive to Calgary from Montreal, that's 4 hours. I mean, 4 hours. It's 4 days and $1,000 minimum.
Yeah.
Minimum $1,000. I think I paid like $1,300 back then, and the gas was not as ridiculous as it is now. Because now it's just outrageous. Not here. Here is pretty. It's cheap compared.
I dropped like crazy in the last week here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean we're at like $3.30 for a gallon or so,
That tells me nothing.
which is God, that's like in Canadian like 90 cents a liter. In
Jesus
euro,
Christ.
it's like 85 euro cents or something a liter, something like that.
Wow, they can only dream of that in Europe.
Yeah,
I think Europe is what, over two euros now for a liter in some
that's what
places.
my sister was saying. Yeah,
That's insanity. That's insanity.
yeah, and somehow we still hunt for bargains. I'm still not quite used to how cheap fuel is here.
No, but that's insanity, bro. How? Yeah, I couldn't even imagine paying this little for fuel. Shit. Yeah. That's all there is to it, man. I've been purging all the stuff. And actually, you know what? I'm going to bring some stuff over and maybe show it on the podcast and see if somebody's going to be interested in some more or less super rare items or booklets and shit that I have that I don't know what to do with. And I'm probably going to end up, unfortunately, tossing them. But there we go.
Willie's at maximum range.
Maximum range, maximum power. I'm coming up. I'm coming up. So, I just feel bad for throwing them out, right? Honestly. So, here we go. Here's what I have the original guide for BO4. I don't know if you can see it there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the original guide for BO4. If anybody is interested to have it added in their collection, I have the original guide for BeoLink 5000. Where does it say that? Right there. So that's the original manual for BeoLink 5000. I have the original, like, old school packaging for. This is BeoSound 5 user guide manual, still in mint condition, never opened. There's two of them, BeoSound 5 and the BeoMaster 5, if anybody wants to have an original manual like this in that old school B&Os, like plastic hardcover that they used to do. Then I have the BeoSystem 3 guide and BeoSystem 3 reference book, which is, I guess, quite interesting read with the international warranty that goes with it. And, so there's that. Then I have the ones that might be a little bit. These are a little bit all over the place, but there's a couple old school catalogs that used to come with the BeoLab 5s back in the day. The BeoVision 4 manual, which kind of really blast. And I think the one that is going to be probably the most sought after is the BeoLab 5 user guide original. I have two of those, right? There's the copies for like both speakers, I guess. So
Sweet.
if anybody wants any of that, DM me on Discord or email me at beowillie@gmail.com. Pay for the shipping and it's yours because I don't really need it. I have all the manuals like this for, the BeoVision 9 and my BeoMaster 5 anyways in my archive, which when the house sells, I guess will stay with it. But these, if anybody's interested in a piece of history of, back in the 90s type of thing, you're more than welcome to get in touch with me and I'll be happy to pass it on because, like I said, I hate throwing out stuff, especially something that it's not significant, but it's a different piece of collector's treasure. If you're into anything like that,
Yeah,
so,
I probably have to go through stuff as well, especially with a with the little one on the way, right? Like I think I still have manuals for like BV10s and stuff like that.
You don't need those anymore, bro.
Well, I haven't had one, but I also haven't had the heart to like just throw it out, right? Because
I know
those sort of
that's the brain damage of BNO, hey?
Yeah. God, I still have every box for every Beo Remote 1 I have. Like,
So do I.
But all this shit is taking up way too much space.
Once I move to Florida, I'm going to purge off a whole bunch of stuff. I'm definitely never going to get rid of the 90s boxes unless I get rid of the 90s at some point. But there is a lot of stuff that can go now, definitely. Bill has asked if we have any of us installed another sub-brand to the theater. I've done it. I've done it a few times with Quebecson when we did Canton, I think, was because it was a pre-existing subwoofer that was in the system. And I think we did, I don't think there was a KEF in the mix of it. Doesn't matter. Active sub is the same shit as any other active sub. You plug it into the power and then you just run a coax into a signal and then just basically RJ45 to RCA converter on the power link and off you go. You just list it as other under subwoofer because it's obviously a line output speaker. But the theater does pretty good job in attenuating for what it's supposed to be doing. It's definitely not as accurate, let's say, having a BeoLab 19 in the mix, but it does a good enough job working with the subwoofer that you have of any third party kind per se. So yeah.
I mean, I do understand it. If you want to, for fairly cheap, get way more boom for your buck, so to say, right? Than a 19. Because SVS has something like this, right? And it, in terms of output, easily equals the 19. Maybe not as accurately, but it's like $800.
Yeah.
Instead of 5,000. And then you can go to these enormous ones with like 15 or 17-inch drivers.
Yeah, that's big though. They brought one to Quebecson. They still have it on display, I think, when they sold a few of them. But the sub was the size of a wine fridge, like one of those under-counter ones. About as tall and about as square. But it was just insane amount of power that it had. Insane amount of power. But, if you have a huge room, it's definitely worth it. But for how much bass you like, right?
Yeah, a buddy of mine has, I think, has 2 of these behind his couch, and then like 5s all around, and 17s and 12 ones.
That's insane. That's a lot of bass.
Yeah, so I mean, in terms of like potential output, right? Like this is more than even 90s put out.
Yeah, but look at the size of it compared to a freaking phone, man. That's too much.
Yeah.
That's too much.
What is this?
Can't believe how cold it is in this freaking province, man. This is unbelievable. I'm sitting here with the hoodie because it's just shit.
So it's 60 centimeters by 52 centimeters by 72. Holy moly.
That's insane, dude. That's too big. Like, I like how they put these pictures so you can't really justify or judge the size out of it, right? Because
Yeah.
they put it against like whatever. Except that one with the phone beside it that makes the phone look like nothing.
I mean,
That's good. You know.
holy moly, those are boxes.
Yeah, I know that's massive, dude.
Like it dwarfs that chair.
It's a wine fridge, bro. With 3 ports, man. Shit. Reminds me of that freaking intake on the old muscle cars.
Yeah,
That's
Jeff
too much.
had a whole bit about ported versus sealed and whatever in that in those
Videos, yeah.
yeah. And part of the reason why you have flutes like this, because it stops the sort of whistling
Flutter.
and yeah. Apparently this guy has 4 of these. Jesus Christ.
You gotta be deaf at that point. Jesus. That's too much. But I guess you have to live in a house somewhere secluded, or there's no way this is a system for an apartment.
No, a lot of people like this SVS Micro because it's I don't know, it's not very big.
No, that one is. I like that they put it with a phone so you can like get a nice gauge of it because everybody has a phone. Is that an exposed driver? It's a weird base driver on the thing.
No, this is the grill.
Oh, it is the grill.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But even so, right? Where is it? I mean, it's pretty flat from 20 to 230-ish. It's still way more power than a 19. It doesn't look nearly as nice, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
If you're looking into this sort of thing, I would very much look at what other speakers are in your system and go a decent size up in terms of woofer size. Because 40 hertz from an 8-inch driver sounds very different than it does from a 10-inch driver. And it's the same frequency, but there is a different sensation about it.
It's just more air being moved, first of all.
I mean, like the 19, right? Like I've played around with it quite a bit, and it does down to 20 hertz just fine, right? But compared to the same tone and even at the same volume, it's coming from the 50s, which have 10-inch drivers. It's very different in terms of how you perceive it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not even talking in terms of like music. This was just steady tone. But so if, I don't know, I think Bill has 28s from memory. Like something like an SVS Micro with 9-inch drivers might be a good pairing. But if you could, I might go to a 10-inch driver. If you're looking at external subs, right? Like, and that's mainly because like B&O plays nicer with B&O, but since you're not going for it, go for something that sounds a bit more
Close.
neutral and big, so to say.
Mhm.
What is
At the end of the day, the bass is the bass, but still it's not. Which is the funny part of it.
what is a KC92? Oh, that's a Kef. Just a box you tied. Busted says a BeoLab 19 has a definite drop off at 20 hertz. Yeah, correct. Absolutely. It's kind of stops at 19 and then goes really quiet anything below that.
Mhm.
I mean, it's an 8-inch driver, right? It doesn't have unlimited power.
There's only so much physics that it can do. That's just basically where it's at.
Also, depending on where you live and how you live, I'm not entirely sure you want a lot of sub 20 hertz. If you live in a detached house, right, and your neighbors are pretty far away and it's like not made out of wood, okay. I sort of get it, but it's like that sine wave is so long.
Mhm.
I mean, it's nice to have bragging rights, right? Of like, oh, mine plays 10 hertz, but like, where are you sitting? Because to sort of hear that properly, you need to be about 10 meters away.
If not a little more, yeah.
Yeah.
I think 20 hertz frequency peaks at 8.23 meters. So that's already far as fuck.
Yeah. I mean, you'd need 100+ inch screen, right? To like,
Yeah.
or you need to put your subwoofer like in the kitchen. So it can still reach you in the living room.
Yeah, 100%. Thanks, Ed. Thanks for the coffee, man. Much appreciated. Yeah, it's my pleasure to do what I do every Saturday and or Sunday, I guess. And soon enough, the rest of the week, once I'm in Florida doing the B&O thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice to have deep bass in certain soundtracks, right? And I'm not against it, but if you live in any sort of apartment, right, the main people that will be experiencing your sub 20 hertz bass are your neighbors, like more so than even you are.
100%, dude. I cannot agree more because I've lived that life. I'm still living that life. And it's the laughter dies quick when you get people tripping balls.
I mean, the 50s, right? They'll do sub 20 hertz, no problem. But it's sort of like, it's nice that you get the experience a little bit, but you don't really perceive it by hearing it. You more feel it.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I don't know. I've met my neighbors in my old apartment, and I've met my neighbors from both sides in this apartment. And I even met the neighbors when I lived with my mom for a short period of time in Somerset, and that was it was a semi-attached house. Semi-attached, it was a duplex, but we had the other side to the alley, and there was another house. And I remember when I brought the fives home, that was a lot of juice. Shit was moving everywhere. My neighbors weren't home, so I didn't care. But the other guy that was living across the alley, he was like, he comes out and I came up for a smoke, and he comes out. He's like, "Oh shit, hey, so you got some new speakers?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just testing stuff." Yeah, that's fives on a wood frame structure, man. They just shake the termites out of the goddamn joist. Like it's a lot of power. They sound better on the concrete floor. 100%.
Yeah, when we started this podcast, that apartment I was living in was also
Mhm.
frame structure, right? And where the TV and the speakers were, even the 50s, right? And they're not down firing. I had to put them on rubber because like the dining room was there, and I felt one of those beams just under the floor, like, and so did my neighbor because that beam went all the way up.
Man, when was this? Before I left on Friday. Yeah, Friday morning I wake up at like 7 something to sound of an SDS drill.
Yeah.
And what the fuck? So I get ready to go to work. I'm on 7th floor. The guys were working in the parkade. So I could even only imagine, like what we've talked about years ago when you lived in that old apartment, that you would have to trench out for the cables to be properly hidden, dude.
Yeah.
I would have fucking killed you if as a neighbor. Like, because that's insane. I forgot all about that because we had that nonsense also in back in Slovakia, right? When we lived in those panelak, whatever, the blocks of flats, right? The commie built.
Yeah.
The concrete panels. Yeah. And then somebody like on Saturday morning, they were putting shit up and whatnot. And you got to use the hammer drill. Everybody in the building knew. It's insane how that vibration just transfers everywhere. Same goes for the bass. Not as much, but when you have something down firing like 5s, they pushed. I have to say that I'm very impressed with how 90s behaved in that matter, because they kind of pull themselves in 3 different directions, but not really, right? Because some are in and out of phase and whatever happens, but just the sheer weight of them and how thin those little stiletto thin points of contact to the floor are. They don't really transfer much, but then again, they move so much air that
it's
they just
pressure at the end of the day.
the pressure goes through, man. It just doesn't matter. They don't stop. So yeah, it's a different speaker, but I guess they're slowly coming to the end of their time. They have for me. I'm no longer going to service them. I just can't deal with that. It's too much headache. And when you fix something else goes off as in your testing phase, and then from 2 months it's a fucking year to repair them, right?
Yeah.
Play the gamble with B&O where you get, might as well get 2 boards for every one, because it's a 50-50 failure rate, because they fix only the immediate problem, don't test it, and then send it out, and then you turn it on. And it happens because every client's the same way. Like, you turn it on, like if they say it's repaired, then you expect the same performance as day one, right? And people kind of juice it and cook
implied, it. Yeah.
And yeah, people cook them because they juice the speakers too much, and then you're back to square one, because the problem that wasn't really going to materialize now did, but the other part that did materialize as a problem was fixed. So it's just this never-ending chasing the tail.
I mean, it's pretty tight in there.
It is.
There's not a lot of room for activities.
Ed's got an interesting question. When adding additional tiles. Yeah, go ahead, read it.
To a shape for aesthetic only reasons, do you need to reconfigure the speaker to make the sound work?
Yes and no is my answer to it. Because if you don't go to the designer and readjust the shape of your shape, or the design of your shape, then most likely the design software will not move the speakers about into the different locations where it would sound better based on the how large it is, right? Because let's say you go wider with the shape, it's going to try to push the extreme edges of the speaker tiles to the further corners. So you may have to move the cables and all that nonsense into it. If you don't tell it, then it's not going to look right on your app, but it just the BeoConnect core or BeoSound core at the time, or whichever you use, will not know that difference. It's just going to play it as it always played. It's not going to change the sound by any means, in my opinion, unless your room is echo. It may take some of it down, because if you're doing blank tiles, then that's the intent of purpose of it. Even though I've never really was able to obtain a measured value of how many dBs does one tile per se bring it down, which I don't really think it's possible to measure, because it depends on the size of the room, right? And how long that room carries the resonant frequency of whatever. But if you're changing the shape of the tile, or if you're adding tiles to the shape and you want them to reflect the same way on the on your app, I'm certain of it, when the designer goes through it, it will move your speakers to a different location than you currently have them on the tiles. So that's my answer to it. I don't think there is anything wrong if you just leave it the way it is. Are you just adding blanks, or are you adding speaker tiles as well? Depends, and that also depends on that.
Well, if you're adding speakers, blank, then you definitely have to do. But
you're definitely doing a designer.
Says it's for aesthetics only. I would assume that they're just empty boxes.
Yeah, they're just dampeners.
So in that case, you don't have to, because it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Will it look nicer in your app? Sure, but if you're feeling particularly lazy, then who gives a shit?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, just adding 2 tiles? Yeah, then
I wouldn't even bother, honestly. You might get lucky though if you put it into a designer and just add those 2 tiles. It might just leave them where your speakers are. Depends how many speakers you have. If you have 2 or 4, if you have 4 speakers, it might move your center somewhere. But at the end of the day, if you just add 2 tiles on top per se of your shape, the fuck does it matter anyways? It's just more or less, if you're going to the sides, I think that's when the algo of the designer will start to, pushing your speakers further out for better imaging and so on and so forth.
To put it this way, right? Like, by not doing it, it's not going to change the sound in any way other than what it sounds like right now. Will the sound yeah, it will sound exactly like it does now.
Yeah, there's nothing going to change. But like I said, if you put them to the sides and you run them through the designer because you want it to reflect the same shape on the app as you have on the wall, then it may move your speakers around a little bit. But I think if you're just adding 2 tiles to the height, or 1 tile to the top and 1 on the bottom somewhere, I don't know what your shape looks like, then I don't think it even matters at all. Even if you put it through the designer and let's say it moves the speaker from 1 tile to the 1 tile up, I wouldn't even bother worrying about it, because there's going to be no audible acoustic difference to you.
But, yeah, I mean, unless you think your shape sounds bad right now, right? It's not going to all of a sudden sound bad.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. But if you want it to be reflected the same as it's on your wall, once you add them, then you'll have to run it through the designer, enter a new code, and it'll reload, and that's it. Or you probably have to, I don't know if it's the reset and all that nonsense to it that you have to do, but you should be fine. Yeah, shape sounds fine, man. It's a great system, and I think that it sounds even better with the BeoConnect core. But it definitely sounds great with the power link out for the subwoofer. With the 19, it sounds great. That we had in our in the showroom, and they still have it in the showroom, because that's one of those systems that once on the wall, it's always on the wall. It doesn't come off till they more or less discontinue that product,
or somebody really wants to buy it off the wall,
or that. I need to buy a couple of those hex tiles, because mine have some of them. The screws just crack, because it's not the best plastic they've used for the shape, in my opinion, or that attachment mechanism. They should have used a different plastic that is not as hard, or that doesn't harden that much over time. Whose is that?
I have no idea, but it's still fucking amazing. I would still rock this today if somebody said, "Hey, do you want this setup?"
I would take it as well. I don't know why, but it's so iconic. It also, that was the icon on the ROS system, was the lap 5s with the BV755 for the customers, I think. So yeah, no, that's,
I mean, it's
that was always my dream system, like the 755, and even to this day, there is very few. Well, all the ones that we've sold here, I don't think any of them that I know of, because I would have known through Brad that they came back for a repair. They're just solid built TVs.
I mean, the same
And
with like 1155s are still hard to get because everybody keeps owning them, right? Like nobody ever gets rid of them.
Yes.
It's, I mean, even to this day, right? Like where 55 is kind of like small nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's kind of no reason to get rid of it. So
this one's a unique set because it's all white. I remember when you could order them in white.
I personally think the 5s in white are the best color.
I like the 5s in white.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe at the time, if I was David Lewis or a friend of his, I would have said like this has to be the default color, not the black, because they just look better to me in white. Like
they're much less obtuse or obtrusive, I guess I would say, visually, right? It's the same with the 90s, like the black 90s with those oak panels, like the default 90s back then when they came out. When I first saw them, like, you know, when I got them home, I'm like, fuck, these are huge, man. And then once they changed them to the white ones, it's just they I don't know, they immediately became 20 centimeters thinner in my eyes. Because it's just, there's not that much dominance in the room. I don't know. Even here with the BV9, like I would have put a white grill on it if I had one, but it's not bad looking for, you know, what it is.
Oh no, that works, especially when off.
Yeah,
I think there you sort of have the other way, right, where it's most likely going to be off most of the time, and then if there's white in front of it, that's going to look weird, but it's going to look better on with white. So, but then it comes down to like how much TV do you watch like every day, right? Like,
no, this TV doesn't get much watch time, I don't think. I just checked, and there's something fucked up with the Apple TV's network or something, because it's not going. It's an old Apple TV inside, but it takes forever to just get into the App Store or anything, and it's one of those that you can't hardwire anymore, right? Because the Apple with their never-ending wisdom. So, yeah, that it's more or less, you know, it's a BeoMaster 5 is inside it, and the BeoSound 5 is just around the corner by the flowers there. And it usually is music. It's most of the time music. There's a BeoCenter 2 to my side, which is not connected currently because I don't know what to do with that power supply, because you can't buy a power supply anymore for the BeoCenter, for the socket unit. And I also don't want to give it back to my mom here because it'll fuck up the whole system. Because right now the radio button is a radio from the BeoMaster 5, right? The net radio. So then she would, when she wants to listen to her stuff that she normally listens to, she'd have to go list net radio and then go, right? Which it's not like, you know, you got to haul a bucket of water 20 kilometers up the hill, but it's just less convenient than having to press a radio button directly on the remote. And what's the vice versa for the CDs? Maybe if I can get my hands on a CD ripper, I would put it on the back of the 5. That way she can just slide a disc the one or twice a year that she listens to it, and it doesn't play or mess with anything else.
God, about CD rippers players, I wish I had the one for the moment. I wish I had the CD player for the moment.
Yeah.
Talk about rare things.
That is a rare one. That is 100% the most rare one that you can get your hands on.
mean, that
I
would
have
be
the floor stand for the CD for the moment, so yeah, it would have looked freaking awesome with the CD player underneath it. But not the cards were dealt.
I mean, I've been too busy, so I kind of forget, right? But like, I kind of should really sell the moment because I don't use it at all anymore. I haven't touched it in like 3 months. Like, literally, haven't even touched it. Not even like to do like flip the screen or anything.
Yeah, I don't touch my moment much, but it's the first thing that starts the well, it's my most expensive infrared receiver that I have in the house because that sits in the hallway, and with my A5 keychain, the light play command turns on the house when I get home, turns on the whole welcome scene macro, and then shuts the lights off after a certain amount of time. And yeah, Christian tagged me on the Discord that there's something that would be very hard to do on the gateway, which I understand. Like, yeah, the notifications on the screen with LG, that's hard to do, but I had thermostat control on my BeoLiving, not BeoLiving Intelligence. I had it on my BeoLink gateway in my old apartment. It's even on the Instagram as well, where I had everything tied in together. But it was before the Nest sold themselves to the Google, and then that whole API kind of fucked up, and then it just doesn't work. And the new apartment that I'm in right now doesn't really have, like, it's all central thermostats, and quite honestly, for the time that I'm going to spend there still, I'm not even bothering to deal with that. But once I find something more permanent in Florida, I'm definitely going to address the HVAC again into the BNO system or environment, I guess.
Yeah, since I had my AC repaired, I got a new thermostat, and I'm not entirely happy with it because
It
well, it's fine, right? But first of all, it doesn't tell you humidity anymore, which is a bit strange. It's
That's
a
weird.
much newer, like, I went from like the sort of e-ink kind of display to like full color LCD thing. And it's touchscreen and whatever else and nice and okay. But you can only adjust like your schedules on the fucking app on your phone. Like, you can't do it on the thermostat at all.
It's everything. That's the Internet of Things nowadays, my friend. It sucks.
Yeah, but it's like, why? Like, why must you be on my phone? Why must you check this? This is so annoying.
I think it's for the information harvest more than anything, because once you're doing it on a dumb device that's that two screws are holding on your wall, they don't really have much to harvest from you.
Yeah.
Your habits and when are your peak times, all this shit, right?
I'm kind of considering to just get a different
Different thermostat.
Yeah, because it's sort of like, well, it works, but it's kind of annoying.
My thermostat that I'm gonna focus on once I'm in Florida would be either Ecobee, because that works and there's drivers for it on the BLI, or, which is going to be a little bit tougher to integrate, is the Lutron HVAC controller.
All right.
And then, which looks just exactly like this box, except it's got a couple more of the in and outs for the Molex screw down connectors. And you put that in, and then you have these. They're smaller than this, obviously, and they're the thermostat sensors that you put actually where you are in the house, and they measure the temperature there. So unless it's cold there, then they start the whole process of heating or cooling, whatever, vice versa. So yeah, it's but I want to do that again, where I had my entire house set up in a smart environment. Could have done it here when I'm here this week. Buy a Ecobee and put it on. But, my mom is an Android woman, and so am I. And there's no app for a BeoLink gateway anymore, because the BeoLink 2 app no longer is supported on the Android platform. She had an iPhone, she could download that and control the house from, well, not outside, because you have to pay the subscription on the BeoLink gateway. I forget. It's not like mine. The BLI is one-time payment and it's done.
You went really quiet all of a sudden. It's really strange.
Weird.
I don't know what...
That's the braces for you. I'm connected to the phone, not the laptop. So
the A9 keyring remote, Bill.
A9 is what it is, not A5. Yeah.
It's
so how does it work? So there's 3 buttons on this keychain. There's light, audio, and video. So when you press audio, it'll turn on the radio. Press and hold the radio. It'll put the standby command for the radio. There's a little dot between the radio, between audio and video, which is an all standby if you press it for 2 seconds. And on the bottom where the key ring is, that's your light. So if you press it shortly, it issues a light play, light go / light go command, which I have then BLI pick up through the moment and say, okay, start the welcome scene. So it turns on my entrance lamp, turns on the emerge to chill tracks radio, turns on my bedroom night lamps and all that. So, because I go and change, turns on all the accent lights and such, and whatever else is controlled per se. And then I think it's 5 or 7 minutes later, it shuts off the music and shuts off the bedroom because I'm done with that. And it's the same that it works with goodbye, right? So you press and hold the light command or light button on the keychain for 2 seconds, just like a long press standby.
Mm-hmm.
That issues a light stop command, and the light stop command, once it's picked up on the BLI through the moment, it turns on the radio again, shuts off all the lights, turns on the entrance lamp. So while I put my shoes on, put the coat on and all that shit, I walk out the door, and 5 minutes later, it turns off the lights, and which starts in a dimming sequence. So if I'm longer, I know that it's gonna shut off on me, and turns off the emerge as well, and that's it. It's very, very simple, but you need an IR receiver for this.
The thing is 26 years old now.
Holy fuck!
2000 to 2003.
Wow. So I have the 26-year-old version too, because I have the first rendition, which was it wasn't polished steel, but it was brushed just like the platters of the Lap 5s, and the buttons weren't divoted; they were just basically one oval-shaped. Will the A9 keyring work with BeoLiving Intelligence? That's exactly what I have, but you just need, like, in all honesty, the cheapest thing you can buy for IR, like, let's say you have something in the entrance that you have the keychain that you want it to work with, get a fucking Essence Mark 1 or Mark 2 and put a link eye on it, hide it somewhere that you know where it is, and then tell the gateway, then once you see light play or light stop off of the Essence or whatever, make sure that you execute this in this macro. I would show you how this works. I just I'm not home, so I can't really pull up the gateway protocol. Maybe we'll do that in 2 weeks, because next week we are not going to be, unless Mikey wants to do a solo ride, because I'm going to be flying. Basically, I'll be taking off in about 5 minutes from now from Calgary International Airport to go back home.
This wasn't planned between us, but it turns out to be perfect because I have a bunch of people over next week.
Right on. Oh yeah, Bill says buy Mikey's Moment. That definitely will work too. I know, because it works on mine.
It's right here. It's in perfect
shape.
Right there.
It's
for a moment. I bought it to, like, experience some suffering, but it just works. Like, I did not expect.
Wrong purchase for suffering, bro.
Well, it was the thing that suffered the most, right? And I bought mine, and it was kind of fine. Other than the inside ring doesn't work for anybody. Like, other than that, it just works.
Mm-hmm. Why is there no price for BLI? I don't know why they don't list it on the website, but I suspect because there's 2 versions of it, right? There's the light, which is nonsense, really. It doesn't make sense to own it. And then there is the $600 unlocked version on top of your BLI box. You pay that one time. You have remote access from anywhere in the world to get into your gateway. I'll show you that too, but I'm using my phone as a streaming camera. And you have access to your house. You can see who's home, unless you have cameras. But there's been times where, let's say the macro for some reason fucked up, and sometimes I just check midday to see if all my lights are off, and sometimes I catch that the entrance light didn't turn off, so you can turn it off remotely. I used to fuck with my girlfriend through the BLI when she was home, especially when she wasn't answering the phone. I would just pause the Netflix and call again, right? So you hear the fucking thing because she puts it on vibrate or some nonsense, and like, I need to talk to you, woman. So that's a benefit of it, that if you can't get hold of someone in the house, or if the kids are not listening, you can just remotely shut the TV off and piss off everybody. I used to be savage about that shit too. I've had a couple clients that, like I've put a Lutron appliance switch on the power bar that kids had their PlayStation and more or less TV plugged in, because I came up with the more savage way. We've installed one behind the TV, the appliance switch. So when mom pressed the dinner time, they had 5-minute warning, and after 5 minutes, it would shut the screen off, but it would keep the PlayStation going, or Xbox, whatever. So if you're just in the middle of something and you keep fucking spawning and just getting killed, right? Because you can't navigate out of it.
You can just only turn it off.
You can only turn it off. So that button, honestly, I've had few clients that they've used it twice, and then I just came over and basically adjusted the macro and deleted it, because there was no more need for it anymore, because kids knew.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's how you can discipline your children.
Well, as a parent, it's probably a good button to have, right? Where, like, I don't care if you're not listening, but you will feel the consequences.
You are.
Yes.
The punishment is in 4 minutes, 59 seconds from now. And that's it. You have 5 minutes to shut the game off, or you're collecting debts, or whatever, right? Or, if it's like one of those, what the fuck did the PUBG or something? That's what Nick used to play. Imagine getting spawned somewhere and your fucking screen turns off and they rob your character because you can't even defend yourself. Like, that's feels bad. So yeah, for that reason, the kids never disrespected the button again. So yeah, there's a lot of things you can do with the gateway, including disciplining your children, and it works, man. It works very much. Yeah.
Well, on that note, we'll see you all in about 2 weeks. Have a very good 2 weeks, and well, if you're going on summer vacation, enjoy. If you're like Les in Scotland, enjoy the road, and see you in about 2 weeks.
Bye.